Report reaction. How deep is Lansing's mayor getting into the newly released financial health team recommendations when he presents his budget? Good evening, everyone. I'm Brian Johnson. Jason and Lauren are off tonight. We also have new information from this weekend's shooting that caused chaos at a local Meijer. I'm meteorologist Andy Provenzano.
From the Breaking News and Weather Authority, this is News 10 at 6.
After months of work, Lansing's financial health team is handing off the reins. It presented the final report today that includes controversial changes we first told you about last week. As News 10's Faye Lee reports, it's now up to the mayor to adopt the recommendations and convince others to support them.
The financial health next Monday.
And Faye, the mayor has been known to support, regional ideas. Is that something that they're looking at to implement maybe for
Yeah, definitely. Well, he talked about a plan to form a regionalism task force, to work on collaborations and even some mergers. But we don't know yet who will be part of it and how it'll work.
All right. Thanks, Faye, for your report.
Thank you.
Lansing isn't the only city doing less with more these days. Several mayors and other local government officials met today to talk about revenue sharing from the state. It's something they say should be a top priority for lawmakers this year. The Michigan Municipal League says more than $4.2 billion with a B, have been cut from local communities in the last decade. Those cuts have led to job loss, reductions in road and bridge repairs, and cuts to services.
Cities have the potential of.
The league also sent a letter to Lieutenant Governor Calley asking him to fix an issue with the personal property tax legislation that calls for funding cuts of up to 20% in many communities. Let's get a first check of the weather now. Can folks have any hope of more sunshine? Hi, Andy.
How you doing, Brian? Yeah, there is sunshine on this forecast, but it's late into the week. Details on that in just a few minutes.
Spartans and Wolverine fans won't have to travel far to watch their teams in the NCAA tournament. Both teams are playing at the Palace of Auburn Hills on Thursday. The number 3 Spartans will take on number 14 Valparaiso at 12:15 on CBS. Michigan, a number 4 seed, will play South Dakota State, a number 13 seed at 7:15, also on CBS. We just checked Ticketmasters and StubHub.com. Both sites still have tickets available. Some students are waking up with more than a hangover after yesterday's St. Patrick's Day celebrations. East Lansing police wrote 39 minor in possession of alcohol tickets on Sunday. Police also wrote 57 open intoxication citations and arrested 14 people for disorderly conduct. Remember, police are stepping up patrols during the NCAA tournament. Last year, more than 2,400 drivers around the state were arrested for drunk driving. Police are also encouraging basketball fans to be safe and smart during MSU's tournament run. That means no rioting whether the team wins or loses.
Some of the penalties.
According to university rules, a gathering becomes a riot when a crowd of 5 or more people gets violent and harms people, property damage, or throws items at police, like the incident from March 27, 1999, when thousands of people rioted after MSU lost to Duke in the Final Four. Detectives are investigating several leads after a gunshot victim was found in a Meijer parking lot this weekend. The Eaton County Sheriff's Office tells us the 23-year-old man was not shot at the Delta Township store, but at another location near the Lansing Mall. He is expected to survive. Detectives have no suspects at this time, so if you have any information that might help them, call the Eaton County Sheriff's Office. We're also learning more about the homicide on Fairview Avenue in Lansing earlier this month. Police today told us that the victim, 24-year-old Donald Taylor, was stabbed to death. A 45-year-old man was arrested shortly after his death, but no one has been charged with homicide at this time. From lagging behind to paving the way, Michigan has a new roadmap for treating autism. State leaders unveiled sweeping long-term goals this morning. News 10's Lindsay Veramis explains what it means for families dealing with the disorder.
Lieutenant Governor Brian Calley knows. Lindsay Veramis, News 10.
Michigan's Autism Council, a group of 12 people in the Department of Community Health, will see the oversight now on that plan. Lieutenant Governor Calley says it will take years to implement all of the recommendations. There's more news ahead on this Monday evening, including the newest groups to sign on for Common Ground. We'll tell you who's slated to perform at the Summer Music Festival at 6:16. Then at 6:19, Andy's back with an hour-by-hour breakdown of the work week forecast. And next on News 10, what's going around and how to treat it from home. Our exclusive report in just 2 minutes.
You're watching News 10 at 6, the breaking news and weather authority.
Flu season is winding down, but it still has a grip on mid-Michigan. Dr. Dennis Perry at Meridian Primary Care in Okemos says influenza is what's going around this week. The symptoms are fever above 101 degrees, intense body aches, fatigue, sore throat, cough, headache, and chills. The flu usually clears up on its own in 7 to 10 days. If you already have it, rest, drink plenty of fluids, and take acetaminophen or ibuprofen to control fever and relieve those body aches. Stay home for at least 24 hours after your fever has subsided. Dr. Perry's also seeing a lot of eczema, a skin condition more common in folks that have allergies. It's made worse by a lack of moisture and especially bad for people who are taking frequent showers or swimming and not moisturizing afterward. To treat it, use moisturizing creams and take less baths or showers. If it gets severe, you should see your doctor. Anti-itch drugs like an antihistamine may help with the itching. Hydrocortisone applied to the skin can also help relieve those itches. Well, this wasn't your ordinary reading class at Shabazz Academy in Lansing today. Students were visited by a couple of big basketball names. They're stars in that field as part of the event to encourage kids to pick up a book, including former MSU star Travis Walton and the current coach of Everett, Desmond Ferguson. The visit was made possible as part of the Moneyball Sportswear Reading Initiative. More than 5,000 commercials promoting Michigan tourism will air on several networks between now and the end of June. The Pure Michigan Tourism campaign started today. It's a $13 million effort to bring people to the state this summer. The budget is the biggest ever for Pure Michigan, with hopes it will build on a record-breaking year for tourism in 2012. Well, keep it right here. Andy's forecast is coming up next. And after that, we'll tell you how much money could be yours for picking the right Powerball numbers this week. Great news for music fans. Bare Naked Ladies, Ben Folds 5, and Guster are coming to Common Ground this summer. Other performers already announced include Little Big Town, the Avett Brothers, Frontier Ruckus, and Randy Houser. Common Ground is the week of July 8th this year at Adado Riverfront Park in downtown Lansing. Tickets for the performers were announced today. Those go on sale Friday. You can find a link to Common Ground's website by clicking on the Hot button at WILX.com. Also on the Hot button, a link to the Lansing Lugnuts website where tickets for the new season go on sale Wednesday. The first game is on Thursday, April 11th, when the Lugnuts take on the MSU baseball team for the popular Crosstown Showdown. Lottery players have another shot at the multi-million-dollar Powerball jackpot this week. No one matched the 6 numbers in Saturday's drawing, bumping the jackpot up to $260 million. Now, after taxes, that's a lump sum of just over $161 million. The next Powerball drawing is Wednesday night at 10:59 p.m.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast from the Weather Authority. Here's meteorologist Andy Provenzano.
The sunshine yesterday was fabulous. I know most folks enjoyed it, but we woke up to something very different this morning.
Yeah, and we've got sun at the end of the week, which again will feel great like it did yesterday, even though temperatures didn't get to normal. But getting there is a slippery road, no pun intended. We are certainly going to start seeing below freezing temperatures and more winter weather for the early part of this week anyways. We used to be about 46. We're just going to get back to 40 degrees, but we'll take the sun.
A gloomy work week, but a nice weekend.
It will be dry, yes.
All right, thanks, Andy. Coming up in sports, Jeremy Sampson has more from the Spartans and Wolverines as they get ready to play at the Palace on Thursday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
For which we still have to go.
All right, we want to remind everybody of our special coming up Wednesday night, 7 o'clock to 8, March to Atlanta. I'll be live at the Palace of Auburn Hills giving you all the updates on both the Spartans and the Wolverines.
I'm very much looking forward to it. Thanks,
Should be
Jeremy.
fun.
Coming up tonight at 11 is the financial health team's report going to be a blueprint for the city's budget, or will it gather dust on a shelf? We'll ask city council members what they plan to do. And how long should a coach make a high school athlete wait before going back to the game after taking a shot to the head? New recommendations from America's top brain experts tonight on News 10 at 11. Tonight's primetime lineup starts with a 2-hour live finale of The Biggest Loser. That's at 8 o'clock. Then at 10, the season finale of Deception, followed by, of course, your favorite News 10 at 11. Well, that's all the time we have for News 10 at 6. Of course, you can always follow us behind the scenes and join the conversation on Facebook and Twitter. And of course, we're always on at WILX.com. Have a good evening, and we hope to see you back here tonight at 11.